Okay. Well, the topic of the video is I don't enjoy happiness. It's pretty weird title. I don't like to have fun. And what I mean by that is like, I don't think people know how to have fun. Because, all my life, I've been said that having fun is going out partying and just, like, everyone around me would tell me, oh, you should have more fun, stop working so hard, stop doing X, Y, Z, go out partying, go out, drinking, have a cigarette, just all those kind of things. Go fuck a girl, do X, Y, Z things. It's like all hedonistic stuff. And, I kind of fell for that trap. Back then, when I was younger, when I was around 14, from 13 to 14, I started to get on self improvement because what I used to do was that after I came to Czech Republic, I would have like everything that I will need to. Not like in Mongolia. In Mongolia, back then when I was younger, my family wasn't really in a good situation, and plus Mongolia is not really a great country to live in if you're poor. So what happened is like, I will be pretty normal, like normal kid. I'll play outside, go out with my friend, and I'll play like this, you know, in a sand pit or in random streets, throw rocks at each other, and it used to be pretty fun. I had a good childhood, I'd say. And the thing that I'm trying to talk about it now is like, and every track. In Mongolia, I didn't really have much available resources. I didn't have candies when I want to. I didn't have, I didn't get to have pleasures whenever I wanted to. There was no candies when I was younger. Like, I couldn't buy candy because I was too poor. My mom and stuff couldn't afford it, and there was barely any toys. I had no phone. I grew up with no phone. Just basic normal kid life, except there's not really available resources. The only thing that was keeping me going, that's keeping me having fun and enjoying my life, was me and my friends who were in a similar situation, who their family cannot really afford a thing. They don't really have anything, so all we had was like each other and the environment around us. And then when I was 10, I moved to Czech Republic with my mom and my brother. And it's like an interesting story because like when I first came here in Czech Republic, it was like the most delightful moment of my life because like, what do you mean if I opened the pantry? There was like unlimited snacks I could eat, more than I ever had in my life till 10. And all those snacks, chips, candies, plus sodas, those kind of things. And now I finally have my phone. I have my like iPhone 6, I think, and that was like the only one. I had like all the phones, all the games on my phone, my friends, and everyone in Czech was like everyone's the same, having unlimited resources for a kid, and I can go out and like, there's not really much playground because when you have those amount of resources, the playing outside those doesn't really pleasure you anymore because you have phone. There are things to spike up the dopamine, and up and up when I was growing, since 10, it was like I realized like my life's been just going to shit. Like I used to be this like a kind of formidable kid. Like I had like respect around my friends. They're like, oh, Mando, you are tough, because we used to fight a lot. Like every single uh, when I used to go to school in elementary in Mongolia, every single break, every single time the bell rings, every single guys, we will just come over and start scuffling and fighting with each other, which is pretty fun. And like, through there's like a hidden, like an unspoken hierarchy of like who's the weakest, who's the strongest, and that stuff. Like I used to be I'm a very shit fighter when I was younger. I used to be really suck at fighting, but except like I was just really, really um, obsessive and more of like a guy who doesn't give up at all. And I will just like win any fights by gassing the other one out, and they will just give up. And that's the only way I won fights. And they used to call me like this fucking tough guy who never gives up. He has like an unwavering will, all those glazing stuff. And it used to be fun. But like when I came to Cherbourg, there's no more of that connection. I didn't have any respect. No one respected me, and there was no place for me to be there. And when I would go to class, I had to uh, limit myself, restrain myself from talking to my friend, like with the people in the school, and avoid fighting, avoid getting the scuffle, or else we'll get deported. The fucking social people will get called on us, and all those scares, and your mom will go to jail, and the kid believes that, and then I just like, couldn't do anything. It was such a miserable thing. And then as time went on, I realized I was just locked in my house, just not going out at all. I'll just go to school if I have to on the days I have to go to school, and the rest of the time after school ends, I will just be at my home, playing on my PC. It's just on my phone, watching binge watching stuff, binge watching anime, all those shits, and playing on my PC. And I realized that after 3 years of doing it, I was unhappy with my life, completely unhappy, because I had this very long hair. I was so fat, and I had no real connections. I had no friends in the real life, but I had some friends on Discord and stuff. So I'll be even more reason to not go out and be inside all the time, and especially the fact that the timeline was around that time the COVID happened, and especially with the COVID, I was just locked in. I was just inside the house even more and longer, and I just couldn't bear it. And I was just feeling this so like I had to restrain myself all the time. And my mom doesn't like me. She hates me. She beats me up. And my brother, and then I'll just project this anger to my brother, and I'll beat my brother. It was like a never-ending argument in our house, and it was just super fucking stressful all the time. Anxiety filled up. It's like I was introverted. It's like I don't know if I was introverted. I was just too scared. All this crazy chemicals and feelings are in my body, like a 13-year-old kid. And one day I decided to change and try to be more, replicate that feeling of like how I used to be in Mongolia. Because I know I finally kind of like prefrontal cortex is kind of growing, my brain is kind of developing, and start thinking about those things like girls. I start thinking about girls, like, oh man, no girls will want me if I look like this. Actually, I'll like show a picture of how I look like, and I was like, damn, this sucks. Like, like no one wants me, and I have no real friends there, and I'm unhappy. And in search of happiness, not in search of happiness, in search of like what I used to feel, how I used to be in Mongolia, I tried to replicate it. So I kind of like dig around the internet, and I kind of found self improvement. It was just pretty great. There was a guy, Hamza Ahmed. He was starting off when I was like looking for self improvement. I kind of grew with him, to be honest, in terms of self improvement, and that it was going well for like a year or two. I was starting to get into good habits, meditate, journaling, all those good habits that I still talk about to this day. And I was getting good, doing well. I was actually feeling happy, enjoyment, like gratitude, like actually feeling good for the first time, like in a long while. And I didn't really know why it was happening. It was just kind of replicating. I had more male friends, and I found some people who I can fight with, who I can spar with, and play fight and actually reignite that fire in me as a young boy. And then suddenly, as I start to get more social life, more friends and stuff, I kind of fell off. I'm not gonna blame the friends. Maybe I'll blame myself. It was a mix of my friends encouraging me to do other stuff. For example, the happiness we are talking about, the hedonistic stuff. Go out party. You should do this X Y Z. Smoke, drink, party. Started when I was 14, 15, and also the fact that I started working around 16, so that just kind of amplified, and I started drinking at like 15. And then when I dropped out of school and started making money, and unfortunately I was making way too much money for like a 16-year-old kid, because I was making like 80 to 90K a month on a good month, or like or for basically from 50 was like a basically average. I was making 50K a month, and like average salary here is like 30 to 40K, right? If you're working a normal job. And I was able to get those money because like I was doing some kind of like a very untraditional jobs. I was unload containers that doesn't have really contract. You just go there and then get paid. It's like a black work, heavy labor. I was able to do because like I was, I don't know, kind of built different in the way of like because I started doing self improvement and my mind has toughened a bit, so I was able to do that job with ease. They really liked me when I was young. I could speak the Czech language and Mongolian and English, and they really valued that, so I get paid more and more. Then realized is that the more money I thought it will help, it actually destroyed me with the mix of my friends, which now I don't really are friends with, is that as soon as I started getting money, I started going to parties every single day. Not every single day, like every single week going to party, or like on other days I will go with this friend to drink, go with this friend to drink, and I start smoking even more. When I start smoking, start smoking like 3 packs a day, which sucks. And now I'm still trying to quit that crazy habit of smoking, and and those are like what I was told it was fun, and after 2 years of doing that, I really found out that it's not enjoyable. Because when I used to go to parties, at the time it looked like it was enjoyable, but I was just lying to myself. Because like in the party, what are you doing in the club? You're just there trying to hook up with some girl, and then and then it works out and it doesn't work out, and then it's the same people every time you go to the club. It's just the same old people who's drunk and wants to get fucked or wants to fuck, and or some of the time it's just random fucking stranger weird people that just freaks you off. It's crazy. And after doing that, one thing that was happening to me was like I was doing the things that I thought I was fun. It was fun, and I thought I reached the pinnacle of like happiness. Because that's what all people say is like that's happiness, but and fun. Well, it's not. It's like I'm not enjoying myself there. No one is enjoying themselves there. Like everyone is, keep lying to themselves that going clubbing is fun, drinking is fun, doing X Y Z is fun, but it's not really. Hooking up with girls is not fun. Drinking is not fun. You just feel like shit. Smoking is not fun because you got this fucking habit of smoking all the time, spending your money, and it's crazy. And also making more money before you're ready, before you're capable of handling that much money. When you're young age, it's the most horrible thing you can do. It's like I see these like young millionaires or like thousandaires who's making like 100 something K a month in US dollars, and they're just fucking they all have the same life. They don't really enjoy what they're doing today. It's like they gotten money pretty easily, pretty early, so they don't really have experience in life. They don't really know what they want to do, so they just go clubbing in different countries, in different town, in different part of states, and then just drink all the time, fuck girls all the time, and drive the same exact fucking car all the time. What I mean by exact car is like it's the same as the other fucking young millionaires, and yeah, and that's just about it. Like that's all we see in like what they're doing, and like they don't seem to be enjoying life. They just, I mean, okay, they might think they're enjoying life, but from my point of view, it doesn't look like they're enjoying life. They're just fucking going around being hedonistic, hedonistic. I don't know how to spell that, or I mean pronounce that, and I just can't enjoy it. That's something I don't enjoy, and I realized that pretty early. Luckily, I was around 17. Well, not 17. It was this year when I was 18 when I start to go back on my habits. And the weird thing is like, why do we all think that those activities are like actually good for us? Like it doesn't make you any more social. Because like what I mean by that is like sure you talk with more people, but is it really socializing if it doesn't mean anything? Those people you talk to in the clubs or the parties or these fucking activities, they're not really there for you. They're just there because you all are at the same place. You guys are addicted to the same things. It's just like addiction buddies. It's like I don't get it. And then I had that realization when I was talking to my actual friend who looks up to me and like, not looks up to me. It's like goes out of his way to help, and I enjoyed spending time with. He's the only one that we were talking. He brought me this realization. It's like, is it really your friend? And we start calling people like shell friends, and I realized like 99% of my friends are just shell friends, and shell friends are just like another fancy way of saying just acquaintances. They're not really there for you. You don't really see them as friends, but that's just someone you know. And I realized like most of them are just like that, and I realized like, do I even have friends? And that got me thinking. I was like, "Okay, what am I doing with life?" I was feeling so happy when I was doing that habits, and I just thought, it worked and thought I didn't have to do it again. All those like self-improvement habits, journaling, gratitude, meditating, working out in the gym, and those kind of things. And I realized like, oh, well, I got it completely wrong. I guess I was young, I guess, and I was completely wrong about what fun was. And now I realize like I'm trying to find out like what I think I already found it. It's like kind of living life in a way like I don't give a shit about anything, you know. It's like playing, living life as if like just for fun of the game. Right now I don't work, I don't have a job, I don't do anything. I just wake up. I'm in Olešna right now, which if you know, from the videos. I volunteer at this one guy's building project, and now I'm here. Like I eat for free, work for free, all those things for free. But I enjoy the work. I enjoy doing things related to work, carpentry, heavy lifting, labor. Actually puts me in like a kind of meditative state, flow state, and I enjoy it. And I get to sleep whenever I can enjoy the weather and like nice nature like this, even in the winters, even in the cold. And it's the most enjoyable thing I've done, and like I just do it for fun of the game. I think if I were to get paid, I would probably won't enjoy it because I got an obligation to do it. But I'm pretty much free to do anything I want, which is exactly what I wanted and what I like. And I don't miss the days when I used to go to parties and like fuck all those girls. It's like it's not enjoyable. It's just fucks you up. All those drinkings piles up, and you get into this weird state of mind where you don't really have enjoyment towards anything. Your social life with where your relationship with your parents, your actual friends just fall off because they just starting to see you as like someone who's not capable. It's like because become you just become a shell of who you are. You have no real personality. You're just like going along with the herd. Everyone in the club acts the same, talks the same. No unique people there, and then just it's super fun. And now I realize it's such an evil thing that I don't know where it came from, why it came here, or like who instigated this idea of like going and partying, drinking, and fucking is fun. It's not fun. It's just hedonism. It's just you're just doing it for the pleasure, and the pleasure isn't really fun. It's just pleasurable. So I was like, what's the point of doing all these things? And now I'm here realizing it's like everyone my age around me thinks that way. At least people around me. I hope there's more people who kind of realizes that this is not the right way. And I'm just hoping to find more people like me to be actual friends with, not just be acquaintance. Someone who can understand me, someone who I can talk to, open up to, and to have a deep talk with, and someone who can also, recuperate. How to say, like, do it back to me. And then yeah, just can't seem to find these kind of people in where I live at least. I tried all of them, and I have like a 5 friends who's mutual friend of a mutual friend of a mutual friend. It's just fucking crazy. In my town, I basically know everyone, and then from there, I just can't find anything, which is crazy. So I'm kind of looking into making YouTube videos like this, and maybe make my own community where I can find like-minded people. Not really community, more of like a friends group that actually can be friends with. So yeah. And the one interesting thing is like I had never expected to enjoy volunteering here as much as I thought I was gonna do. I thought I was gonna work here when I first came. I was like, oh, it's gonna be just a bunch of work, pain in the ass, not gonna do anything. It's just gonna be, it's gonna be like, oh fuck, it's gonna be shit. But when I came here, I realized it's just actually pretty enjoyable. It's nice and silent, and peaceful. And I came here with my friend, the friend who made me realize this. And we were having such a deep talks. We stayed here for 2 weeks for the first time, and we started living together like for 2 weeks, and we actually realized more about each other. And I realized like you never know a person until you like spend like quite a long time inside together, and I was like, man, this is awesome. This is great, you know. And I enjoy the family. Their family is super open. They let me do whatever I want. You know, it's like I'm free to do anything. They don't force me to do anything, and they're just happy for me to be there, which I never felt before. You know, it's like around me in the clubs, it's like, you know, just people are just only caring about themselves. But I was able to find people who actually cares about, you know, what I do. You know, it's just, it was such a like emotional moment. And then now I'm here in Olešna for like, I don't know however long, as long as I can, I guess. For like a year straight, I'm gonna be working here. Just, you know, enjoy the things I just talked about and try to get more realizations out of it. And I like to make more friends, actual friends, who I can talk to and open up to. Friends like my friend that I talked about. Oh, you can probably skip forward a little bit, I'm thinking. And I don't think I'll be bothered to edit this out. So yeah, I'll talk when I'm done thinking. Actually, I'm not even thinking. It's my mind is just blank. I think I'll talk when I want to talk, something like that. Maybe I'm wasting your time, or not. Not sure. Am I in the camera? Yes, I should be in the camera. It's just nice. I think I said what I want to say. To be honest, sun is nice. I'm just enjoying this fucking weather. Da, da, da. I really wonder how I could go on about, you know, finding the friends I just talked about. Because where can I fucking find them, dude? It's like, sure, like YouTube might be a way. Maybe like leading my own way, and then making a community, a friends group could work. What are the other ways though? It's like in real life, it's just kind of slow. Like you could probably find good friends like that, but it's like you have to go through like 100 people and talk with them all the time to fucking get to know. I think it'll be better if I just show people who I am through the internet and find people who you know wants to be friends with me and actually agree with what I say, and then we become friends probably faster, and you know takes less effort. I'm not complaining about putting effort in. I want to put effort in, but it's I want to make it efficient as possible. That'd be great. Cause like, you know, if I got more friends who's just like me, not just like me, but like who agrees with my values and have time, it could be really good help if they come over here and help me out with working, that would be great. Basically, I need more slaves. More slaves would be great. Because I think the next project will be building like a house, and we need to like it's like an outdoor kitchen. So we need to haul this like huge fucking stones as a wall. So I need like a few strong men to do it. Also, there's like a few babies that needs to be taken care of. Not like as like kill them, as like more of like babysit them. So if there's guys who can babysit or girls who can babysit, that'd be great. And come here and help me out in Czech Republic, by the way, in German-Czech border. I think now I'm just kind of advertising this place, to be honest. But don't get my intentions wrong. I just want to be friends more than making you slave. But yeah, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can check out the playlist on Olešna. And basically Olešna, which is where I am right now. This is basically Olešna. I'm not in Olešna yet. I'll be there next week on Friday. So yeah, I think I'll just post this video, go do my work, because I want to do it right now, and record before I go to sleep, stitch up the time lapse together, talk about random shit. If I have to talk, if I want to talk about random shit, then yeah, and then we see you tomorrow. Oh. Yeah. Such a nice place, isn't it? Like, look at a nice fucking field, dude. It's like the trees are big and huge. There's like a few huge trees over there. It's like growing on top of the. It's higher than the other ones. Those like the outstanding ones. And if you come here and become my friend, we can be that tall, outstanding trees. I don't know if I'm pointing because my camera is flipped. I don't see myself. I don't even know if it's even recording. Which is crazy. It would be a fucking shame if it didn't record the whole thing. But yeah, such beautiful. And like the hens are going cuckoo. So I don't know what time is it? I think it's like around 4 or 5. It's good. Sun maxing. Healthy. On the grass, touching grass. Don't you want to enjoy this feeling? I bet you do. So connect with me on something. I guess you can comment under my video, or text me on Instagram. Yeah, that's about it. You can text me on Instagram. I'll be open to chat. I think I need to figure out how to make people text me. Also, yeah, my armpit is open from all the swinging. By the sheer friction of my movement and my work, I ripped my clothes. I had this shirt for like what? This is actually one of the new ones. I had it for like 2 months. It's already fucking ripped open. Not ideal, but whatever, right? Like I don't really care if I'm wearing anything at this point. It's like I just enjoy shit now. So, see you.